And Meghan did the passage villain, and basically the overall summary of this passage, basically he compares the whole passage, ordinariness versus excellence, and he talks about the difference between a witty man and a fool man, and he draws like a line of contrast between being able to have appreciation for something and a lack of compassion. In the first two sentences of the passage, lines 1 through 4, the speaker draws a distinction between the answer is A, obvious invective and indirect satire, and this is because he uses humor and irony.
Okay, the second question. In this sentence, if plays lines 14 through 20, the author does which of the following? B, raises an objection and then overrides it with an assertion. This is correct because in the beginning of the lines, he makes a point that he contradicts himself.
Which of the following best describes the speaker's professed attitude toward the reputation of Jack Ketch? The answer is A, admiration verging on envy, and this is because he's admiring him, but he also has a sort of tone of jealousy behind it.
Fourth question. In the sentence beginning to spare lines 4 through 7, the speaker makes a use of E, an analogy, because while he's comparing, he's also using an analogy to help persuade the reader that it can be compared to a full face, yet not showing like the depth of the reasoning or the matter of it. Alright, and this the next question in the line 8, that noble trade refers to which of the following? It's D, because it's D, fineness or raillery in line 11, because in line 8 it is talking about the mystery of the noble trade, and then again in line D, in line 11 it talks about the witty of a man and how he doesn't know his deeper reasoning of why he is the way he is, and he's tickled by it in his manner.
It's the sentence, neither offensive, lines 10 through 11, does which of the following? And the answer is C, answers a possible objection, because he's talking about how, he says, neither is this true that the fineness of a raillery is offensive. So earlier in the passage, he was talking about how it could be, but it answers the objection that he's not. And the next question, the contrast drawn between the witty man and the fool, lines 11 through 13, emphasizes the witty man's appreciation and the fool's lack of comprehension. That's the answer, it's B. And the line is, a witty man is tickled while he is hurt in this manner, and a fool feels it not. The occasion of an offense may possibly be given, but he cannot take it. And so basically what this is saying is the witty man, he understands what's going on, so he has more appreciation for it than the fool, because he can't fully comprehend it.
Alright, and the second to last question. In this context of the passage, the author probably intends the reader to find the words of Jack Ketch's wife D humorous, because throughout the passage the author tends to use more of a humorous tone and irony throughout the entire portions of his writing. So that is why he uses humor. Okay, I'm sorry, Miss Moore, I'm going to keep going. Right, uses humor to portray to the audience and involve Jack Ketch in his story.
Is the speaker draws on contrast between all of the following except, and the answer is C, maliciousness and compassion. So basically with all the other answers, or all of the other contrasting that he's doing, the one thing he isn't comparing is how people can be malicious, and then how they can also be compassionate, because that's the one thing that he would have had trouble trying to compare, because it doesn't work.